Okay, when you start, these two bolts are where the upper bracket for the hood lifter is going to go. Don't loosen this one. These brackets are adjustable. If you loosen them, you can actually move them around and it changes your hood alignment. Your factory hood alignment is good. Don't mess with it. You're only going to do this top bolt, the one that is farthest from the hinge. So the one that's closest to the hinge down here, don't ever touch that one. Just leave that one snug. That'll maintain your hood alignment. You'll undo this one and you'll put your bracket on. Now, down here, you will reuse these two bolts. You will pull these out and then you will put your bottom bracket on there. I'll show you how to do that in the next step. Okay, for the next step, after you removed this top bolt, you'll put the bracket on. These are marked left and right. You can peel that sticker off when you're done. You'll notice that the bracket has a little locating notch. That goes into this drain hole right here. So I'm going to show you real slowly how this goes in without the bolt in place. Just like that. Then you've got the button head fastener that's applied and a big flat washer. And you can see that's also slotted, so there's some room for adjustment. Basically, you're going to put in there, start the thread, and snug that down. Okay, next you're going to prepare the strut for installation. They do require a little bit of lube. This little plastic tub comes with just a little bit of grease. You use a Q-tip that's provided. Put a little in there, smear it inside the ball joint. Doesn't need a ton, just a little bit in there to help lubricate it, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, next we're going to install the strut. Now, the struts, when they're installed, will lift the hood higher than the OEM hood props. So you're going to probably want somebody's help to hold the hood up, or use a broom handle or something to lift it up, because it does raise the hood a little bit more than the OEM strut. So now that you've got the ball joint on either end lubed, and you've got the lower bracket installed here, now this uses the OEM bolts in the OEM location. You'll see the stud is facing inward. Obviously, if it's facing this side, there's no room for the strut. So you're simply going to click them on, and if you listen, it's got a little click, it pops in, same here. Click, a little pop in. Now it's basically ready to go. Now they're not locked in place. That's what these little wire locks are for. These are a little tricky to install, and I would caution you, take your time putting these in, because if it flies down into the engine bay, you'll never see it again. So you see inside of the ball joint, there's a little hole where the wire goes in, and it just runs down the length of the strut like this. And I don't know if you can see this, it swings back and forth like a little hinge. And it just rolls over and locks in. And the part that locks in is that wire that goes through the ball joint. And you're going to do it on this side too. These are a little tricky. There's no real special technique. Just take your time. And like I said, make sure you're not going to drop this thing and lose it. We do have extra spring clips if you lose yours, but it's a lot easier if you don't lose it in the first place. Now that it's done, we're ready to do a quick test. Okay, now that we've got them installed, a few quick tips to keep your hood in good shape. The hoods in all the Miatas are aluminum, so you don't want to support the hood with just one strut. Try to put your hood prop in if you're going to do just one strut, or have somebody hold it for you until you get them both in. See, the reason why the hood is a little bit flexible, you don't want to bend it. So obviously it supports the hood. To close it, there's a little bit of an overcenter. You'll have to pull down on a little bit, and when it gets about halfway down, it kind of frees up and it's neutral. And then just about here, you'll feel the weight of the hood again. And you can drop it from here. The best way to close a Miata hood is always to drop it. If everything's aligned, and we did not change the factory hood alignment because we didn't mess with those bottom bolts on the hinge, we can just drop it from here. Go ahead and pop it open. Now here, for lifting, the hood will, the struts will lift the hood at about the halfway point. Right about here, you can just kind of go like this. What I recommend doing, because it's an aluminum hood, just to take care of your lightweight aluminum Miata hood, just to kind of slow it down as it comes up like this, but it will support the hood. That's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, reach out to us, supermiata.com. We'll see you at the track.